What's going on, y'all? I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to use AI to blow up your clothing brand. My name is Malik. I'm 21 years old. I'm a 7-figure brand owner. Used to work fast food. Absolutely hated it despite the smile on my face in these pictures. But if we fast forward to today, I've shipped over 35,000 orders with my brand. As you guys can see, there's some pictures of me inside of my warehouse. Got some inventory right here. But a big contributing factor for me to be able to get to this point to begin with is by utilizing AI, and specifically utilizing these two apps right here, which is going to be Claude and Higgsfield. I'm going to tell you guys right now, Claude and Higgsfield are the only two apps you need to blow up your brand despite all the apps out there. It could be overwhelming, but I'm going to show you guys the key points to actually focus on when it comes to both apps and what they're good for. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Now, what's actually going to move the needle and allow our clothing brand to blow up is market research. So I see a lot of people skip this step, and you guys are wondering why your products aren't selling after you launch. One of the worst things you can do as a brand owner is operate based off how you feel and what you think is going to work. Like, you should never be guessing in this game. I don't care what niche you're in. There's someone out there that's already done what you're trying to do, and whatever has worked for them, there's a high chance it can work for you. So market research allows us to look at competitor data, looks at different prices, different products that are already selling and working within your niche, and then different marketing strategies as well. And that's what makes this so important, because we're not just going to be guessing, throwing up random shots, hoping stuff's going to work, hoping stuff's going to sell. We're working off the guidelines, and market research is the only thing that's going to allow us to do so. To do this effectively, you don't just want to be vague and type in, hey, what's trending in streetwear, what's trending in my niche. Claude needs more information about your brand, and if you give it trash prompts, you're going to get trash responses. So I have this document right here where it just goes over brand fundamentals, your audience, competitive market context, so it knows what exactly to look for, and it's accurate data that pertains to your brand. I already have a brand profile saved in my files that was created with Claude. That's what this file is right here, but this is my prompt. Using my brand's profile, find my top 5 competitors in my niche with my similar pricing and angles that pertain to my ICP. You're an expert data analyst who specializes in deep market research for D2C streetwear brands. We're going to run this, and we're going to see all the data it gives back to us. So after about a minute of waiting, this is what we have. We have 5 different competitors, and then it gives us a breakdown on each individual competitor as far as like their pricing, if they're running free shipping, and it also links directly to their website so you can see how they're operating, and it gives you a brief at the bottom of what this actually tells you pertaining to your brand specifically. What I like to do when I'm doing market research for even my one-on-one clients is I'll go through and look at their competitors' websites and see how they have it set up. I mean, I don't know what's going on up here. This is obviously broken. But I'll go in and just see like how they have their pop-up set up. I'll enter my phone number, my email, see what type of emails they're sending out, see what type of text messages they're sending out, what's their actual offer. It looks like they're doing 10% off here. And then I'll just browse through and see like how they have their actual product page set up. I mean, this brand is honestly crushing it, but their whole entire operation is just like very mid. It could be so much better, so much more bespoke, but if it's not broke, don't fix it, I guess. But it doesn't look like they're running any specific offer as far as like buy one, get one or anything like that. And these are all things you should be looking for when it comes to doing market research and just like trying to see what your competitors are doing. And then you want to implement that into your own brand and try to make it better and seem more appealing to your customers. Before we jump into the real moneymaker, which is Higgsfield, I got some honorable mentions for Claude, right? And it's the fact that it's an elite level copywriter. So all your product descriptions, all your emails, your ad copy, your Instagram captions, Claude can do it 10 times better than you, and it can do it 10 times faster. I'm going to show you guys real quick. If I just type in, write me 5 different emails, each having different angles promoting my offer, watch how good these email copies are going to be. It's going to have a subject line, it's going to have the actual email itself, and it's going to do it in literally like 30 minutes, 30 seconds. What am I talking about? Just like that, as you guys can see, we got 5 different emails. I mean, this first one is more, let's see, bundle math, offer-led, value framing, subject line, do the math on this, has a preview text here, and then the actual copy itself is really good. Like, real quick, because this isn't complicated, 1 hat, $60, 2 hats, $90. You weren't going to stop at one anyway. You never do. Like, you guys can see how good this actually is, and you can only imagine how long it would take you to come up with 5 different emails off the dome and have the copy be like this sharp. And it's just something I had to throw in here as like honorable mention. Claude is really good at doing anything copywriter wise. It's also really good at playing like the data analyst bookkeeper role, just for tracking business expenses and then calculating your numbers. So like your cost of goods, your profit margin, break even ROAS, really good for that. And it's also really good for being a content specialist, photographer, videographer. That's exactly what we're about to jump into with Higgsfield. As you guys can see on the homepage, it's actually trending right here to be able to turn Claude into a creative engine. And you do that by connecting Higgsfield into Claude natively. So you never have to actually leave Claude to begin with, and you can just start generating a bunch of content through there. Everything I'm about to show you guys right now is all completely 100% AI generated content. And I use this content to run as ads. And I just want to explain why this is so beneficial, because before, one, you would have to set up a studio shot to create something like this, right? And then you would have to pay a model, pay a creator to take, UGC style content and send it over to you, and then you run it as ads. This isn't the move anymore. All you have to do is just connect Claude to Higgsfield, learn how to prompt and make really good images, and then you can quickly test ads and scale your winners and rinse and repeat. And that's how I blew up my brand. This right here allows us to profit way more because we're able to cut our content budget in half. And this is what I truly mean by blowing up your clothing brand, is increasing your profit margins and obviously getting more sales, because you're able to test so many different ads and generate so much content, right? Like this would be a whole entire studio shot. You have to get the lighting right. Guys, I kid you not, it took me at least 2 minutes to make something like this within Claude. You guys can see how flawless the text is. I have the feed placement and the story placement as well, and Claude will generate them simultaneously. So at the exact same time, it comes out with the exact same image. I'm able to have both, so I can go ahead and upload them into Meta and start running them as ads. This is a whole entire different angle that was also generated with AI, and it's just rinse and repeat. Like everything you guys are seeing right now, all AI generated. Not one of these are real photo. It's relatively cheap to get started on Higgsfield. There's like a $50 a month plan. I'm not sponsored by any means possible. I pay like $2,000 a year for my specific plan on Higgsfield. That gets me around 6,500 credits. And I'm able to generate like a lot of content. Sometimes I don't even use all my credits for the month. You guys can see up here, like I'm not even a quarter of a way through my credits, and I'm recording this on the 15th. But for you guys, I want you to watch this video and watch my other videos on actual content creation with Higgsfield. So that way, when you are starting out, you're on the basic plan, you're not burning through your credits, and you know what you're doing when it comes to prompting, because you can't just type in anything. You can't just say whatever and expect like a crazy image. There's an actual strategy, and you have to be strategic behind it. And I'm going to just give you guys a quick overview. I have 3 rules when it comes to generating images, and that's having a good reference image, having an in-depth prompt, and choosing the right image model. And what this means is Higgsfield is essentially a hub for a bunch of different AI platforms, all in one place for you to be able to generate images, but you only need to focus on 2. And those are Nano Banana Pro and ChatGPT Image 2. And the difference is Nano Banana is like really good for product shots and just creating scenery, nice background. GPT-2 is good for like text, like having any crispy text, no spelling errors. It's really good for that. And it's also really good for inserting your product into a pre-existing image like this one right here. To get Higgsfield connected to Claude, you're going to click MCP and CLI. You're just going to go ahead and copy this link right here. And then you're going to jump into Claude, click customize, go down to connectors. And then you'll see right here, I already have it connected, but it says Higgsfield AI. All you have to do is just click add custom connector, type in Higgsfield, and then copy that link into the remote MCP, section right here, and then just click add. Now we should be all good to go and set up. As y'all can see, this is the reference image I dropped into Claude. We're going to be recreating something like this, and we're actually going to have Claude make a prompt for us. We're not going to sit here spending hours typing, multiple paragraphs, trying to come up with some strategic prompt. Claude is going to do it for us. It's going to do it in the best way possible because it knows what works best when it comes to image generation. It's generating the prompt right here, and it's going into like extreme detail. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy all of this, and then we're going to go ahead and just drop it right back in here. And now we have these 2 beautifully generated images. It took about 40 seconds for the both of these. And you guys can see right here underneath the prompt, it tells you which model it used. And for these, it used Nano Banana Pro. So like I was saying earlier in the beginning, super good for creating that scenery. So we have that dark aesthetic in the back seat of the car. You can see the texture on the jeans is very, very realistic. Same with the actual product itself. And these are honestly good to go. You have the feed placement right here. We have the story placement on the bottom. You don't even need text on these. You can just run these as top of funnel ads. I want to show you guys one trick that I use just to be more efficient with my workflow. And that's by having this right here, which is an element box. Essentially what this is, all these different squares you guys are seeing are individual products and the actual angle of the products. So what I did was I went through all my files, all my product photos. I individually renamed each one to be the name of the product and then the angle. So like product front shot, product side shot, product bottom, and then I uploaded all of them into Higgsfield as a reference element. And now every time Claude goes to generate an image, it gives me this box to select which product I actually want to use. And it'll even recommend which product it thinks is the best fit. So you guys can see down here, it says City of Angels front. So that's why I went ahead and did City of Angels front. And then it gave me these phenomenal photos. So definitely recommend you guys take the time, rename all your product photos, upload them into Higgsfield, and then just ask Claude, hey, every time I go and generate an image, prompt me my reference elements, and that way I can select the product I want to use for the photos we're going to generate. By now, you guys should see why Claude and Higgsfield are so powerful when you pair them together. And I mean, honestly, it's just super beneficial when it comes to growing your brand. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. So if you guys want to learn more about using Claude, using Higgsfield to grow your brand, it's something I offer inside of my one-on-one mentorship. There's a link down below. You can apply to work with me. I also have a marketing agency as well if you're looking for paid ads. But guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like. Let me know if it was helpful in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.